Let's next create the line along which we'll extract sigma x. So for that I need to know what the what that appropriate y location is. So if I go back to, if I say coordinate system 2, I see that the y location there is 0.33101. So I can highlight that and copy it, just the number, and then I'll go and create the line. So highlight model and say construction geometry, and under construction geometry path, and I'll right click and rename the path. I'll call it line on front face. Okay, enter. So I need to tell it where the line needs to start. See, if I zoom out, right now it's it's right over here. So I can define the orientation in the global coordinate system, because sigma x is it's the x is aligned with the global coordinate system. That's the number of sampling points. I won't change that, but the start I will give it in my coordinate system. And so you can see put it at the origin by default, but I want it at not at the origin, but at the appropriate y location. So I will paste the number that I just copied, and I'll put a negative sign. Okay, and you can see that, okay, it's got the start of the path right, and then let me give it the end of the path. And for that I just need to go and give it the origin of my coordinate system 2. So I will just select my coordinate system 2, and the origin is a default, and if I zoom in here I see that I have my desired path. By the way, I can also create coordinate systems by offsetting, by giving a specific offset, and that's another way to do it. So now let's extract sigma x along this line here, or path as ANSYS calls it. So highlight solution in the tree and select stress normal, and I'll rename that object as sigma x along line. And so it's normal stress in the x direction, but scoping method, instead of plotting it over the geometry, I want to plot it for a path. Okay, and then under what path, I have only one that I've defined that shows up. So I'm going to plot sigma x for the line on front face and solve. Okay, so that gives me the variation of sigma x along that line and shows me the minimum and maximum values. And if I bring up the tabular data, which might appear by default, and in fact let me also bring up the graph. Okay, and let me expand this, and so I see I get a linear variation, or nearly a linear variation, which is what I expect, and I have the corresponding values here, and I can export it into Excel. So I'll say right click, export, and I will select Excel. I can go to my working folder and give it an appropriate name. Okay, so now I have an Excel file, and I can use the data in the Excel file to make a plot to compare the hand calculation value versus what I expect from what I'm getting from ANSYS. So I'll pin this, and I will go back to the isometric view. I can zoom out, and I will save the project.